Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Christian Almarcozo and one of the member of Group 2, and I will be discussing the Bantoanon and Magahat tribe. Let's focus on Bantoanon tribe. So, the name Bantoanon comes from the islands of Banton in Romblon province where they live, but some Bantoanons came from the islands of Simara and Sibale. So, the Bantoanon people is also known as the people from Banton Islands. And their location is reside mostly in Ondiongan, Corcuera, Calatrava, and Concepcion in Romblon, an archipelagic province in the Mimarapa region. So dito po sa mga area na to ay mahahanap ang largest number of Bantoanon individuals or communities, and they form a significant part of the population in these towns within Romblon. Next, the population. So, the Bantoanon occupy the Banton Islands group, which is part of the Romblon group of islands south of Marinduque. The area's greatest concentrations are in Ondiongan with a populations of about 24,870, Corcuera with around 8,470 people, Banton itself with approximately 6,850 individuals, and Concepcions with a populations of about 4,455. Now, when we add all of these numbers, we get the national populations of Bantoanon tribe, which was estimated to be around 52,745 according to the data from the National Statistic Office in 1980. So this gives us an idea of how many Bantoanons there are across the country. Next is the religion. So the main religion for people is Roman Catholicism, which means they are predominantly Catholic in their belief and practices. Language. So their primary language is Bantoanon. So they speak a local dialect called RC. So it is a Visayan language that is similar to the language of Rombloblanon, and also their livelihood. So the Bantoanons' main sources of livelihood are copra making, where they produce dried coconut kernels, and also fishing. So these activities are essential for their economic sustenance. Next is the culture and traditions. Burial practice. So, Bantoanon ancestor practice secondary burial and established burial caves mostly in Guyangan. They also used cloth to wrap the dead. So, this practice reflects their cultural belief and tradition surrounding death and the afterlife. Pailig. Pailig means patiently getting the container filled with water from a not so abundant source. So this tradition teaches the townsfolk or the people the value of patience and resourcefulness in dealing with challenges. Next is the flores or the Flores de Mayo. So, a colorful daily flower offering during May. So, ginaganap ito during month of May. So, people put a lot of time, effort, and heartfelt dedication into this tradition, making it a special and meaningful part of their culture. Sanrokan. It is probably the best known traditions of Bantuanan. It is a simple act of sharing of a bowl or suya or inaslum to the neighbor, and is still practiced today even outside of the islands. So it's a way of fostering community and camaraderie by coming together and sharing food. So this tradition is still practiced today not only on the island but also in other places kung saan nakatira ang mga Bantuanons. Biray. This is a religious traditions fluvial parade in honor of the town's patron saint. So sa Biray, people decorate boats and sail them in procession. May kasamang music, prayers, and festivities. It's a way for the community to come together to celebrate their faith and cultural heritage. So now let's discuss the Magahat tribe. Magahat. Magahat are also known as Atiman or Bugayman, but technically, Magahat belong to a ill-defined group of people generally referred to as Bukidnon. So, this term meaning mountain people tell us nothing about their ethnic identity. These indicates that their distinct identity within the larger indigenous community is not clearly understood and become controversial and debatable. And their location is located in Negros Islands of Visayas, especially found in southwestern Negros, Santa Catalina, Bayawan, and Saiton in Negros Oriental. So, ibig sabihin, ang kanilang mga komunidad ay matatagpuan sa specific areas of Negros Islands. Next is the populations. So, the current populations is around 2,478. And the language is the Magahat people communicate using a mixture of two languages, Hiligaynon and Sugbuhanon. Hiligaynon is a language spoken mainly in the Western Visayas region, while Sugbuhanon is a variant of the Cebuano language spoken in Central Visayas region. So, ang paghalo ng wika na ito ay nagpapakita ng cultural diversity and historical interactions of Magahat tribe with neighboring communities. Next is their livelihood. So, they practice Sweden agriculture, food gatherers, and animal hunting. So, they harvest main crops such as mountain rice, maize, and also sweet potato. Gathering fruits, vegetables, and root crops have become their main food resources, while gathering is considered as a regular activity. Hunting wild pigs, birds, and bats was seen as one of their important and leisure activities and the most popular game of men. Next is their belief, cultural, and traditional practices. The Magahats lives in the mountains of Basay near rivers and streams with houses made from forest materials. So their houses are simple, without partitions, and decorated with hanging skulls of the animal horns and weapons. Next is the Magahat believe in spirits. Like most Visayans, they use anting-anting to fight evil spirits. That, however, is not feared by the Magahats because they believe that it is just a journey from the earth to the other side of the world. Tattooing is a skill among the Magahats. Their art is reflected in the weapons and jewelry they make. So, sa tattooing, they have developed expertise in this art form which is evident in the intricate designs they create on their bodies. And this highlights the interconnectedness of their culture and craftsmanship. And that's be all. Good evening, sir.